Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations coming at you today with another video on Skylanders Ring of Heroes. And today we're going to be diving into the top mistakes that a lot of players are creating and making. And with that being the case, that's everybody from free-to-play players all the way to veterans that are from the 2018 version of the game. Nevertheless, you guys could benefit from knowing what these mistakes are, and hopefully you guys can prevent making them. And if you are making them, then you definitely need to stop doing so at the end of this video. I cannot stress that enough. But with that being said, before we dive in, if you are new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all of the latest and greatest mobile games, then be sure to smash that red subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time we drop a video. And with that being said, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing we're going to be taking a look at, and that is going to be none other than the keys. Now, these are going to be the super boost keys are what I'm specifically talking about. That's going to be these green guys down here, blue ones, heroic and legendary. Now, I see a lot, and I mean a lot, of players talking about and asking in the community on who to spend their keys on, and I've seen a lot of players not even ask the community, and they are just blowing their keys on some of these premium units, these rare units, and heroic units. And again, I cannot stress this enough, that is a massive mistake. And the reason why I say that is a massive mistake is going to be because, especially as a free-to-play player, you guys are not going to be able to pull a load of summons, especially not in comparison to a lot of these players that have gotten a bunch of compensation, aka myself, and or against a lot of these whale players that are currently in the game that are investing a load of money. They just got this fat wallet that they're just willing to dump into the game to pull as much summons as possible. Because if you don't already know exactly how the super boost system works, the more copies you pull of a hero is how many times that hero is super boosted. So again, I cannot stress that enough. If you are a free-to-play player, you should definitely not be utilizing your green or blue keys to super boost premium or rare units. Instead, you should be combining all of these keys to make legendary keys, in my opinion. And the reason why I think that is going to be because, especially as a free-to-play player or a early game player, and or even a player who has zero compensation that is just playing the game for the very first time, nevertheless, at the end of the day, you are going to have maybe a couple legendaries. Now, the fact that you might have a couple legendaries that are max super boosted is super rare. So what I mean by that is you're not going to be able to super boost those legendaries. And currently, right now, as the game sits, in the status that the game sits, a maxed super boosted rare will outdo a base legendary unit every single time. I promise you, I have tested it. Multiple people from my Discord community has tested it, and multiple of my officers from the Discord community have also tested it. So again, you definitely, I cannot stress that enough, you do not want to be wasting your keys, especially your premium and your rares, on premium and rare units. Now, another little side tip when it comes to this mistake that I see a lot of players talking about, and that is going to be, but Kodeations, how do I get all these summons? How do I make sure that I get maxed out premiums or maxed out rare units? Well, I can tell you right now, one of the biggest ways to do this is going to be through the friendship section. So what you first should do when you load up in the game, you get in there, you should start adding people to your team. And what I mean by that is you can go right here, you can go to the ones that you have received, you can go to the sent invites, you can go to add people, and you can literally just spam click anybody and everybody to max out your friends list. So because you can see here, we've got 32 out of that 50 on our maxed out friends list, but you can send and receive every single reset. So, and what exactly do those give you? Well, if you go to the summon tab, you slide all the way over to the right hand side, they will give you what they call wish stones. Utilizing these wish stones will inevitably pull loads and more of premium and rare units. So the more you summon those premium and rare units, and the more you summon copies and duplicates, the more those premium and rare units become super boosted. So again, you're going to be able to super boost units very, very easy, just utilizing this wish stone system. Now, again, doing that 300 pull only is only going to generate one summon for us, but nevertheless, you get the point here. You want to be making sure, as you can see here, boom, we got a blue a premium hero as well. So again, it's going to be very, very easy for you to super boost those. And so I would not waste your keys, your early game keys, your greens and your blues, your premium and rares, on anything but combining them to make legendary keys for those legendaries that you are not going to be able to summon duplicates for very easy. Now, that kind of moves on to the next point, and that is going to be none other than saving your additional resources. And that is going to be anything and everything from evolution material to skill power-up material. Even your gold, your stamina, all of that stuff. Make sure that you are not overutilizing those resources in areas that you do not need, because again, as a free-to-play player in this game, you guys are going to want to constantly min-max your resources and making sure that you are not wasting anything. So to give you guys an example of that, heading over to my Skylanders list here, now you already know, right? You already know from looking at my gems, from already looking at my summoning video, you already know that we were definitely gifted with a lot of compensation gems from the 2018 version of the game. From investing money from the 2018 version and my time and just anything and everything when it comes to progression, Kodeations is rewarding a lot of those players. So just as a little tip to you guys, if you played back in 2018, you are curious on checking it out, now is the time to get in the game while that compensation is up and going for those players. But diving back in here, as I was mentioning, taking a look at my list here, you can see that I have invested a lot of stamina into a lot of different heroes, just leveling them up, just testing them out, checking out different team compositions, what skills work better with what, etc. And with that being the case, you definitely want to make sure that you are not doing that. You do not want to invest and spread your resources way too thin, because what's going to happen is you're going to burn out. So once you burn out of gold, once you've burned out of all of your stamina, once you burn out of all of your awakening materials and skill up materials on 20 units or 20 Skylanders, you're not going to have enough for a decently amount of time to push a specific team composition that you would like to build, or that people hit the YouTube platform with, that you were like, oh my gosh, that poison comp looks very, very cool. Video coming soon, by the way, stay tuned for that. And we might even feature a collaboration with a fellow he was a fellow YouTuber at one point that's not anymore doing content creation, but nevertheless a very, very intelligent person when it comes to the Skylanders game. And so again, we'll have that video coming out for you guys, but you get the point here. Don't spread your resources too thin, and that's everything even from gear to leveling up that gear and all of that stuff. Now, moving on to the next mistake that I see a lot of players making, and that is going to be the gear system. We're already here, so that's great. But taking a look at some of this gear here, a lot of players are investing in powering up these pieces of gear way beyond +6, and I highly recommend that is a flaw. Do not do that. You do not want to be making that mistake. I know it's very easy to do that early on, because all you are getting is 1- and 2-star gear from the adventure mode, and then once you jump into that third floor, you are starting to get 3-star gear, and even sometimes even that heroic 3-star gear. And again, yes, you can definitely invest in adding that 3-star gear or ether to a specific Skylander, but I do not recommend that on 3-star pieces you go above that +3 mark, and then once you get to that 4-star gear, or you start accumulating that 4-star gear from that 4th floor of the Cyclops, whether it's on manual, whether it's on full auto, whether it's on, times 20 auto, whatever it is, once you start accumulating that 4-star gear, then that's when I think it is, in my opinion, it's safe to bump it to +6, because again, you don't want to waste that gold and those resources, man. I'm telling you right now, you don't want to do it. It's way better to save those resources, invest them into gear that you know is going to be vital for that specific character, and like I said, at least at a minimum at that 4-star rank. I cannot stress that enough. Don't waste it. I'm telling you, you're gonna regret it, especially as a free-to-play player, because your resources are going to be limited. You might be living on the high cloud right now, because Kodeations, you started into the game, they run in a lot of these easy events, easy promotional events to get loads of resources, but I'm gonna tell you, it's just been very, very prevalent in a lot of other games, including Kodeations games. The free resources are gonna run out, baby. The well is gonna run dry, and either you're gonna pull out the wallet or you're gonna wait several days. That's pretty much how these gacha games work. So again, take these tips. I'm telling you, 100%. All right, the next thing up, we're going to dive a little bit in, and that is going to be none other than the shop section in the game. So we're going to head over to the shop section. Now, a lot of players right now I see making this mistake, or they're at least asking about it and potentially making this mistake, and that is going to be burning all of their resources for each individual shop. So for instance, the Glory Arena or the Glory Shop, you can see here you get these, arena tokens. Which is fine, right? You can come in here and you can buy different materials that you need. You should inevitably 100% a side tip. You should be saving up your arena, medals and buying this Ultimate Awakening stones. That's just my personal opinion, but that's going to be the most value here in my opinion. The next thing up you've got is the light shop. For instance, you can see some of the stuff that you can buy there. You've got the Eons shop that you guys will accumulate loads of this dust. And then not only that, the recharge game shop, which you could then potentially buy gold and energy and stamina and stuff for in-game gems. We're not going to dive too heavy into this because the game is still fresh and still new. A lot of players out there should have a lot of stamina. Don't worry, we'll get into that tip in a second. But back to what I was saying. So when it comes to the shop system in the game, a lot of players are coming in here and just buying what they think that they, absolutely will use eventually or need or whatever. They're just blowing all of their currency. Now, I think this is a massive mistake. And the reason why I say that is because Com2uS games especially love to update their games and patch their games and change things and refresh things. And that includes the shops in these games. So I would highly recommend that you keep a bank amount. So whether that, as you can see, I've got 100 sitting here. Whether that means your comfortable bank amount is 200, 500, 600, whatever it is, I would definitely advise you guys to pick a amount, bank that amount, and just make sure that you are holding on to it no matter what, because you never know when something new is going to drop into the shop, or you never know if you're going to absolutely need just a couple more of something in order to evolve or progress, or skill up a specific hero or a Skylander. So you want to make sure that you are definitely holding on to some resources. Do not get in here and burn them right away, and that even includes Eon's dust. I know you get a bunch of it, but nevertheless, you never know when you might need that little bit of experience to push you. You might need that, extracting tool to pull off that one rune, or that rune. To pull off that piece of gear or that ether, back so you can keep it and swap it to another hero and it not be recycled. Whatever the case may be, you never know, so don't waste them. The next thing up we're going to be talking about is inevitably going to be stamina. Now, it might be kind of simple, to understand exactly how to work stamina, but I see so many players making the mistake on not utilizing stamina to its full potential and making it work for you. So we're going to go over that really quick. That's going to be this stamina system. As you can see here, my total max that I can technically carry is 72. But as you can see, I have 84. Well, how did I accumulate that 84? I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you've probably already made this mistake once. You probably have already learned from it, but nevertheless, you claim energy, and the more energy or stamina that you claim, this number will continue to stack and climb. Yes, you can definitely get in here and claim all of the energy and stamina that the game gives you, and you will have loads. Hundreds and hundreds of, stamina in this first side of the, So, but what exactly does that mean? Well, that means that the game will not regenerate any more stamina if your number on the left is bigger than the number on the right. So your ultimate goal every time you load up the game and you are playing the game, your ultimate goal is to get the stamina down to 0 before you log off, because then that way the game is working for you, meaning you're not playing the game, you're not investing time into the game, but the game is then utilizing its own resources and regenerating that stamina for you. Okay, so that's basically how that stamina system works. It's very straightforward. It's very simple. But what I don't think a lot of players are doing, and this is a massive mistake, especially with a Com2uS game, baby, that is going to be the mission section. For example, if you head over to the journey, you head over to upgrade battle, whatever it is, journey specifically, do not claim the missions that you complete that award stamina if you are not prepared to utilize that stamina. So again, I can't stress that enough. Don't waste your stamina. So just leave them in here. They will not expire in the mission section. You can come in here and claim them anytime that you need stamina. And yeah, you're still completing the achievements underneath, by the way. Just know that as well. If there's achievements underneath after you complete this one, if for instance, instead of 350, it's 700, whatever, it will auto complete after you collect it. So don't worry about collecting it right away. The next thing up is going to be that inbox section, and again, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I've got loads of stamina in here in my box that I have collected from completing different things in the game, whether it's events, whether it's check-in stuff, whether it, you name it. I've left the stamina in here unless if I personally need it. But there is one difference and one thing to take note, and that is going to be the inbox does expire. So you can see that right here, the expiration time. So make sure that you are paying attention to that expiration time, and make sure you are collecting the resources before they expire, because they will inevitably go away. But I think that's going to be it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay tuned on the channel for some tier list videos. I know there are a couple tier list videos out there currently circulating the community. Please do not try to follow a tier list that has a straightforward answer when it comes to this hero is SS, this hero is dog shit at the bottom of the list, because I'm going to tell you right now, that tier list is not going to be correct. And I can't stress that enough. This game is driven all about team comps and team synergies, and different, character statuses. So whether you're a free to play, that's a completely different tier list than if you are a whale or if you are a goldfish or a medium spender. Okay. So again, do not invest time into those tier lists. Wait until I drop my tier list. It will be very, very soon. Me and my team is constantly working on it right now as we speak. So we'll be dropping those videos as well. So thank you guys very much for all the love and the support that you have shown the channel. I'm going to get out of here. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I love you guys. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.